Hello, I've got a little bit to talk about this week, and we will start with this one, which is finally off the little loom. Now, this took so long that I thought maybe I've warped up a ridiculous length again. But the fact of the matter is I was just being lazy and not weaving on it. It's actually quite short by my standards, but I'll show you the length. We'll start with that end. I haven't wet finished it. The fringe is still loose. I will do something with that. But I'll show you the length because the colours are really, really good and they're sitting really nicely together. So I'll show you up to there and then we move on professionally to the next bit. So you might be able to see at the bottom there that that solid colour, I can't point at it because I'm using both my hands at once, but you might be able to see that it's quite fluffy, and that's the yarn that I started this project with. I'm going to pull out a little. There we go. It was a little bit in your face then. That's the yarn that put this project together. The plan was to shove my hand into my aunt's yarn stash. You're not related to anything. You're just a bit of red fluff. Grab a ball of yarn and then work with it. And the one that I pulled out was this fluffy yarn that I've used on that half there. Well, it's not quite a half, but I've used it on that side there. I don't have any information about this fluffy yarn. It didn't have a label. Could be made by anyone, could be any fibre content, but it is synthetic, so it couldn't really be any fibre content. I have lied to you. Pretty sure it's nylon because it's very, very soft, but it's also very strong. If I wanted to, I could use this for warp. I probably won't, but I could if I felt like it. So the other yarns in this mix are Bendigo Woollen Mills Iridescence for the other side of the warp, in the colourway Mystic Tales, which I did get through. Let me show you the other end. I was hoping to get through to the green, and I have managed to get through to the green. So it's a really nice shift through to that green, and then it starts being slightly purple again. So that's Iridescence in the colourway. Did I say the colourway? It's Mystic Tales. And then for the warp, and I'll show you the fringe so you can see the colours of the warp. There we go. Sort of. There we are. Nearly. Just about. There we are. That is Hobbii Universe in the colourway Sirius. The yarn hasn't been discontinued, I don't think, but the colourway has. But I'll put a link in the description because last time I checked, they did have a few left. And there are some countries in the world that they are still shipping yarn to. Australia is not one of them. I'm not over it. Anyway, that needs its fringes done. And I think I've set that up for a 3-strand plait because past me doesn't like future me very much. It's going to look great. I'm just going to complain about it the whole time. So that'll have a wet finish, and I'll show you that next week. And then going back to my ridiculously long scarves, on the big loom last week, I had my clasped warp, which I started with this orangey colour. Now I'm going to slowly move that across the screen. There are some tension issues with this. I have been getting that with clasped warp lately, and I think I know what I'm doing. Get that in shot, that would help. I think I know what I'm doing that's causing that. It's not the end of the world. It's just some texture that maybe I would prefer not to have. But I think the problem at the moment is that I'm rushing them. So you can see there it's fading into that yellowy brown. And then the other end is entirely that yellowy brown because I used that yellowy brown as the weft as well. So it's broken it up a little bit on the orange end. Am I in shot? Look how well I'm holding that up. Let me just try a little bit of professionalism. There we go. So this is the orange with the orangey yellowy brown as the weft. And then on the other end, I've moved that. Wow, where is the other end? I told you it was long. It's so long. I think it's well over 2 meters, I think. But I'll measure it when I've wet finished it. As you can see, I haven't done anything with the fringe yet. So that also needs its fringe twisted. You pop up out of the way. Thank you. So the 2 yarns in this one, this yellowy brown is Bendigo Woollen Mills. Oh no. Prism. Prism in the colourway Zephyr. And that is not discontinued. You can still buy it. I'm going to hold that up so you can see it. The view... I'm not going to complain about my camera anymore. But just know in my heart of hearts, I'm complaining about my camera. Anyway, this one, this lovely orangey colour on the other end, nice sort of rustic orangey colour, that is Heirloom Merino Fleck 8-ply. Oh, my brain just rebooted. I think they work really nicely together. And they're the same weight and they're a similar feel. It's a little bit stiff off the loom. Again, tension issues, everything's a bit bumpy. It's not as bad as it was when it came off the loom. I did do a little bit of fixing on that. But it is a little bit lumpy and bumpy, which may or may not resolve in the wet finish. It probably won't. But I'll show you that next week. Now, I don't have anything on the little loom at the moment. The greeny one came off yesterday. I do have something on the big loom that is ridiculous. So please enjoy that. I did tell you it's ridiculous, and I wasn't lying. This is the cushion yarn. You can see how thick it is. This takes a 25mm crochet hook. Now, I've warped this up to what I think will be too long so that I can find out exactly how far I can weave with this yarn, because I've got 2 balls of this red, but I've also got 2 balls of yellow and 2 balls of ochre. And I just want to know how far I can get. I could do maths about that, but that doesn't feel like something I would do. So this went on the loom today. You can see my hem stitching there. And I've got my little sensible band of yarn at the bottom there. I do this for a couple of reasons. I like how it looks, basically. I like to bookend the novelty yarns with just some plain yarn. And it's also much, much easier to do a hem stitch. You don't have to hem stitch your weaving. It's completely optional. I like to do it, and it's easier and neater to do it with a thinner yarn. If I'd hem stitched with this, I'd have this big sort of ridge of knots, and I wouldn't be very happy about it. So I've got my little band of sensible there. I'll do another one at the other end. I've written down how many rows I did so that they match. I'm very organised in the sense that I was able to find the book that I write these things down in. Beyond that, organisation and I don't get along. Now you might be wondering, what's all this doing over here? What's all this doing hanging out over here? Well, if I put all of this on the shuttle, it wouldn't fit through the shed. So at the moment I've got this in the up shed. Normally I have this in neutral when I show you the big loom. It's neither up nor down, it's just in the middle in neutral. I've got it in the up shed at the moment to show you how squeezy it is getting that shuttle through. That's only got 3 wraps on it. If I'd put the whole ball on the shuttle, there is no way it would get through the shed. The shed is the open bit there where you put your shuttle, and this would not fit if it had the whole ball of yarn on it. So what that means is in order to weave it, I need to take the shuttle through, and then I need to manually take all of the yarn, all of it. I'm trying not to get it tangled, but it probably is. There it goes. All of the yarn needs to be put through by hand. Let me just undo this tangle really quickly. There we go. So I'll bring all of that through, all the way. And of course, it's going to get slightly quicker each time as the yarn gets shorter. But at the moment, it still takes quite a long time. This is going to be a very good upper arm workout, I think, which is good because I don't often work out my upper arms. Did I just bump the tripod? I'll tell you what I hit it with. I hit it with my face. Anyway, so we pull it all through like this, like this. There's still more. Is this entertainment? I can't tell. Get that tangle undone. And we're just going to pull it all through, pull it all through. Oh, no, more to come. So this is the way that I'm weaving this. I'm weaving this with a lot of pulling a whole ball of yarn. Although to be fair, it is only about 25 metres, the whole ball. So it's not like I'm doing a 300-metre ball here. And then I'm just going to get that in place. And then since I'm here and I've just woven that, let's see if I can do this on a flat surface. Push it into place, and then it would go into the down shed. And we're going to do the same thing in the other direction. I'm just going to put it into neutral like I normally do. There we go. So it's going. It's going to take a little bit longer than it than it otherwise would because I can't get any of it on the can't get all of it on the shuttle. But it is going, and it's going to be interesting, and it's already very soft and fun. Now these yarns, this is Poppy Craft cushion yarn, I think it's called. I got mine from Craft Online. They don't sponsor me or know that I exist, but I do recommend Craft Online. Really good prices and quite quick delivery. So I'm not here for a sponsorship. I'm not being paid to say that. I order a lot of craft stuff. I get it from Craft Online. It's always great. Now, the yarn for the warp is Bendigo Woollen Mills Spring Cotton in the colourway Salsa. I've just realised that my hand's in shot. I do talk with my hands, and that's probably more interesting than just looking at that. So let's put them in shot and then not move them. So, this yarn here is Bendigo Woollen Mills Spring Cotton in the colourway Salsa, which I think I said, but it was a long time ago. I can't remember. And it is not discontinued, but it is a limited edition yarn. And the Salsa, which is this reddish, it's actually almost a dark pink more than a red. Anyway, this colour has sold out, so I don't know that this is being restocked. But there are other colours. And the thing about the spring cotton, and I should have brought some in to show you, is that it is really stretchy. Oh, if I take that off tension, am I going to complicate this for myself? Probably. If I take this off tension, bear with me while I try not to smack into the tripod, you'll be able to see, hang on, oh, I've got too many feet. There we go. So if I take that off the tension, there we go. You can see that it's got a little bit of a coil in it, and that's part of the spring. It's got a lot of stretch in it. So when this comes off the loom, what are you? Get out of there. When this comes off the loom, it'll all compress down a little bit because when it's under tension, it's quite well stretched. So we're going to see how we get on with that. I am having a very ridiculously fun time though, and this definitely should be done for next week, and maybe even wet finished, because it shouldn't take me that long to weave it, because look how thick my yarn is. Plus, of course, a little bit of progress on Bertie Bird. Not as much as I would like. I haven't been sitting down to do it. I've had other things on. So mostly these flowers up here, I think, since last week. There's a really nice flower just there. Actually, I can show you because I've got the chart photo. No, yes, in shot, yes. So there's a really nice flower just there that I'm looking forward to getting stuck into. I'm not far off. It looks like there's a lot to do, but there really isn't. So I'm not going to say for next week because I don't know how much time I've got to spend on Bertie this week, but Bertie is coming along and Bertie will be finished. The other thing I've been doing this week, let me just put this down. A couple of weeks ago, no, wait till you're in shot. Wait till you're in shot, then talk to the camera. Follow me for more great YouTube advice. Actually don't, I don't know what I'm doing. So a couple of weeks ago, I showed you a heart that I'd made out of some scrap weaving left over. I've actually made a few now. I seem to be in heart mode. So there's one. That's from some scrap fabric. I found some scrap fabric in the fabric stash. That's nice, isn't it? And then the other side is this sort of upholstery fabric sort of thing. I've also done one. Do you remember a few weeks ago there was a dog on the loom? Might have been a couple of months ago now. I don't know. There was a dog on the loom that I didn't weave very much of, and then I cut it off and thought, well, I don't know what I'm going to do with that. I've made hearts out of it. I've got a little bit more to do on that as well. So I have a vague idea what I'm going to be doing with these. There we go. And a ribbon. But I haven't firmed anything up, so I'm not going to go into the plan, such as it is. I'm still pondering. There's another woven one as well. These are really quick to make and they're quite fun and a little bit addictive because you get to use up all of your pretty little scraps of fabric that I hang on to. I go, that's pretty, and then I hang on to it for years and I never do anything with it. But you can use up all your nice, interesting fabric scraps. The backs of these woven ones are from the scrap box. That's one of the woven ones. They're from the scrap box. So I've got a little pile of scraps over there and some various offcuts and things, and I will be making more. I haven't got any firm plans on what I'm going to do with them, but I will do something with them. I don't need this many. But that is all I have for you this week. Yeah, I think. Yep. No, that sounds like it's about it. You take care of yourself. Have a lovely rest of your week. I should start scripting these things. I will see you next time, and bye for now. I'm not going to be scripting anything, and we both know it.